Nikon will have a slow year. Who said that? It's really amazing how rumours arise and get repeated, and the internet is essentially no different than the First World War version that passed messages along the trenches, as in the old, perhaps apocryphal story of a message that started as "Send reinforcements, we're going to advance," which reached HQ as "Send reinforcements, we're going to the dance." Anyway, I try to trade in rumours with high probability outcomes. So the following have all been verified by my department of stuff that's probably true. Hi, right here, seeing the forest among the trees. And so it came to pass that the full-frame NIKKOR Z28-135 f4 PZ power zoom lens, announced last October, I think it was, it's now been officially verified. That is, you can order it. Well, for $2,599.95 real US dollars, that's $3,399 less taxes in Canadian funny money, which is unlikely to appreciate anytime soon. I'm a bit late to be reiterating all its tech details, and I'll explain why later. This is, by all accounts, a beautiful, versatile lens, nominally a 28-135, but if, for instance, I pop one of these on my Nikon Z9, I can record in 4K and, using the high-res zoom, get an angle of view equivalent to 270mm. That's amazing, as my buddy Matt Urban demonstrated on the cutest koala I've ever seen. The focus and aperture rings have the typical 0.8 mod 32 pitch gear for use with your follow focus. Zoom can be controlled both with the focus ring, rocker zoom control, and from the camera, or via external controls like the MC N10 remote. It also features, like a lot of other NIKKORs, a customizable control ring. Minimum focus 0.34 meters, 13.4 inches. It has all the most advanced coatings, including that exotic sounding mesomorphous coat. It weighs 2.5 pounds. I believe that's around the same as the recently released 35 1.2, which is itself eminently usable for video. The one sort of anomaly with this Cine lens, pointed out by another Matt from Down Under, who spends more time abroad these days, is that Nikon opted for f-stops rather than t-stops, usually associated with Cine lenses. But what's the difference? Well, at the risk of oversimplification, when it comes to aperture, t-stops represent a more accurate measurement of light passing through the lens at a given setting, rather than the more theoretical f-stop. For still photography, minor variations between lenses aren't that relevant, maybe insignificant. They can be corrected in moments in post-production. Switching between lenses during film production requires tighter control. So purportedly, Cine lenses, at least the best, are tested to rigorous standards. Most of us can't afford those lenses. Again, at $2,599.95, not chump change, but I think this lens is incredibly competitive if we compare it to existing similar lenses, like the similarly priced Sony E-mount 28-135 f4, which also uses f-stop, and it's been around for more than 10 years. So yeah, you might say, if you were ungenerous, that Nikon is playing catch-up again. Another way to look at it is that this new lens leverages all the new technology to make this another breakthrough, video-centric product that was originally signaled by the Z9 camera. The included matte box is not, strictly speaking, a matte box. This lens hood accommodates a circular variable neutral density filter, and here I should mention the large 95mm filter size, great for run and gun, but not real 4 by 5.65 inch and or 6.6 by 6.6 inch cinema filters. I've talked about Cine filters before, in particular excellent options from small rig and tent face, links below. A video signal, maybe a lighthouse even, of where Nikon is going with video was the acquisition of Red Cinema almost a year ago now. Okay, so I have to admit I speculated before my department of stuff that is probably true has investigated that Nikon Red would take advantage of Z-mount, and we have the official announcement of Red V Raptor X starting at just $29,995 US, and Komodo X starting at an affordable $6,995. Two cinema cameras with Nikon Z-mount. And no surprise, they're being shown off with the 28-135 power zoom attached. This is an obvious signal that Red and Nikon teams really are a partnership now. And who knows what awaits for the rest of the year. If this is what Nikon has in store, it could be a banner year. I know it's possible that this is all we get, as if this is a small thing. It's obviously not. And I have no inside intel outside of my DSTPT team. I'm reacting to the same news everyone has access to. Would that I had access to a Red V Raptor X and all its 17 plus stops of dynamic range. Can you imagine what I might do with that? Seeing that I can survive with the Nikon Z6 III, as I am here. I hope you got the inside joke. For real though, I'd welcome even a couple of stops of that Z-mount Red in a sub $5,000 camera. I have my sleuths investigate. But here's something else that we came up with. I don't think it escaped our magnifying glass before now. Nikon websites have a new cinema list that once and for all illustrates the Nikon Red amalgamation and all the shared development so far, including motion control and robotics from Mark Roberts Motion Control, which was acquired by Nikon in 2017. You might say that was a signal Nikon isn't just now starting to show interest in the filmmaking business. And really, I'd be very surprised if those Nikon Red releases are where it ends for 2025. But what's your guess? Let us know in the comments below. As far as my personal attempt to stay relevant, well, that's impacted by other obligations in business and in health, you might say. So the latter continues to take up a lot more time than I'd prefer, but what are you going to do? I have to travel to the city, often more than once a week, as well as across the pond to Vancouver. And I'm not out of the woods yet. I think I've said before now how important this part of my life is, as it was long before I had YouTube to bend people's ears about my photography problem. Add video to that obsession now, as most camera brands have. And that's not going away. Hybrid is here to stay, and I'm happy about that. I should just say to people who aren't happy and complain in the comments that most professional still photographers shoot video these days. It's become an integral part of the job. Clients want it, along with photos, and if you want to make a living in the increasingly perilous business of professional imaging, well, you give clients what they want, as I do. I keep reporting from the front lines, and I hope this fact-filled bulletin proved useful. If you thought so, please give it the old thumbs up, and if this is your first visit, please consider subscribing. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss new content. In the meantime, take care, cheers. We'll see you later.